Hi guys, good evening and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be discussing what I thought of episodes 3 and 4 of Scream Season 3. I know the final two episodes aired last night. I unfortunately haven't had a chance to watch them. I only recently got caught up on the other two episodes, so those will be the two episodes I will be discussing. Episodes 3 and 4, not 5 and 6, the two final ones. So if you're not caught up on Scream by the first 4 episodes or by episodes 3 or 4, do not keep watching or listening, as I will be going into spoilers and discussing plot details and all that jazz. So you have been warned, spoilers are starting now. Great couple episodes this was. I love that they are quickly eliminating all of the really obvious suspects. Like, they quickly established that it's not Dion's long forgotten brother Marcus, who's back for revenge, who survived the Hookman attack. It's not him, because that poor kid died as a result of his injury from his encounter with the Hookman, which was really just a Vietnam veteran who was struggling with horrific PTSD, and then buried the boy when he realized what had happened to him. And so they eliminate those two suspects right away, the Hookman and Marcus, which makes you wonder, well, who could it possibly be? A couple of my suspects are Liv, for very obvious reasons. These past two episodes, they really seem to be painting her as the murderer. But again, it does seem rather obvious on how the evidence seems to fall into place, making it look that way. But it might be a half-truth. She just might be one of the murderers, because as we've seen from the film series and from previous seasons of this show, there's usually a pair of killers. Not just one killer, but a pair of killers. And who Liv's partner could be remains to be seen. However, I think Liv is definitely one of the killers if she isn't the main killer. If there's only one killer, it might be her. Or she could be one of two possible killers. Remains to be seen. Again, I'm not caught up on the final 2 episodes, so I don't know. But it does look that way. I was also suspicious of Amir for a while. He was acting kind of funny in these past 2 episodes, but then, unfortunately, with his shocking and rather violent death scene, I was like, oh, well, obviously it's not him. But I loved how they recreated the moment from the first Scream film where Drew Barrymore rips the mask off of Ghostface, and so the audience doesn't see the face, but she sees him and recognizes her murderer. And in this episode, we see poor Amir do the same thing. He pulls the mask off of Ghostface, and he sees the face of the killer right before he dies. And that's probably why he doesn't say their name out loud, because it's like he chokes and then dies right after seeing the face. I thought that was a nice homage to the movie. Speaking of movies, it was so delightful to me that we technically got, I say technically because he wasn't playing the Candyman, we got a Candyman versus Ghostface fight scene. That is to say, Tony Todd's character in this episode, the Hookman, his real name was Luther, fought Ghostface using his hook hand, and the two of them, like, it was blade on blade, like Ghostface's knife against Hookman's blade, and it was kind of like Candyman versus Ghostface, which was just so delightful to me. I'm so glad that they were able to pull it off, and that they managed to book Tony Todd, of all people, to play this role, this unsettled, disturbed character that he's played this type of role before, and he usually plays bad guys or more sometimes sympathetic characters. In this case, a sympathetic character. But it was so cool to me that technically they brought us a Ghostface versus Candyman fight, even though he wasn't playing Candyman per se, but he was definitely playing a character a lot like Candyman, a guy with a hook for a hand. So I thought that was just awesome and delightful. I'm so glad they pulled that off. That was, like, honestly the highlight of that particular episode. That was episode 3. Too bad that they killed him, so obviously he's dead and he's not the murderer. But, it was also during that time where I thought to myself, where the hell is Liv this whole time? Where is she? Like, what is she doing exactly? Because we see Dion running around, but we don't see Liv anywhere. And that's when I started to get very suspicious, And then another twist that I loved in the more recent episode, in episode 4, is how we think, Liv's dad has entered the scene. Now he's going to either take poor Dion out to the woods to either beat the hell out of him, to threaten him, or to worse, possibly kill him. And it's none of the above. And he actually expresses genuine concern for this kid's safety. And he's like, well, Liv has been acting kind of goofy lately ever since me and her mom divorced. She's been kind of like, she's been exhibiting some disturbing behavioral patterns or shit like that. So he was on, and he's like, I told you to stay away from her for your sake, not hers. He's like, he's basically telling him I was trying to protect you. So it's just one of those moments where you think you know what's going to happen, where, the girl's father has caught the boyfriend in the bedroom, we know what's going to happen next. But then it doesn't turn out that way, and he actually ends up trying to advise or warn Dion off, saying, hey, maybe you should stay away from her because she's like kind of emotionally unstable, which only adds fuel to the fire that she's the murderer, or at least one of the murderers. Why exactly is what I'm trying to figure out. I can't quite put together or understand what kind of past connection she has to Dion, but I have a feeling it's been revealed in the final 2 episodes. So once I get caught up with those 2 episodes, I will let you guys know what I think. Overall, another solid 2 episodes, some great character scenes, some pretty shocking, memorable death scenes. Awesome highlight was the unofficial Candyman versus Ghostface fight, which was reminiscent of an awesome fan-made video made several years ago called Michael Myers versus Ghostface. That was a lot of fun to watch too. I'm sorry, Michael Myers, there is a video called Michael Myers versus Ghostface, and there was one where it was Michael Myers versus Candyman, which was also awesome. I would recommend finding both videos on YouTube if you're into that kind of thing. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did talking about it. Thanks again for watching, and be sure to check back in a couple of days for my episode review of the final 2 episodes of Season 3 of Scream. Have a wonderful rest of your night, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.